welcome to another video. This is going to be the start of a probably very long series in which I play a multitude of Final Fantasy games. We'll be starting with the first one, of course. Final Fantasy has always held a very special place in my heart, as it was one of the first games I ever actually played. I love the series. It's got a great, fantastical world, and there's always some new thing going on in it, which I always find fun. The characters are well written. The bosses are usually pretty difficult, and all that such. So, hopefully, you'll all enjoy this as much as I do, but I'm unsure of that. So as usual, I'm Mooney, and this is my channel. This is the first video I'm doing where I actually am going to put a lot of effort into it, because I feel like actually being like a big person now and being more professional with my things. Hold on, let me... Wait, there we go. Okay. I'm a little bit louder now, so it should be a little bit easier to hear. So Final Fantasy is a turn-based role-playing game from long ago, probably before many of you were born. I wasn't born when it was first made. I just ended up in a family where we played it a lot. And so it just kind of became like part of who I am. And it's a very interesting series. It's got a lot of games in it. This one is a remake of the first one. The original was for the NES, and I typically like this one better because it's a little bit less, like, eye bleed. As much as I love the graphics of the NES, it still was a little bit too vibrant for me. So I'm going to go to this castle and talk to the king and show him the crystals, and then he's going to tell me to go up north to go fight Garland. You can also, of course, play Final Fantasy along with this series if you would like, and you can tell me all about your fun adventures and how it's been going for you. And if you don't like the series, then you can just tell me, and tell me what you think I should do, and I'll probably do it. I'm always open to new games and all that fun stuff. I'm probably going to chop these into 15-minute segments, which I'm going to post individually. So look out for that. That should be fun. If you enjoy this series, at least. The early games of Final Fantasy are always kind of boring. You just kind of walk around and hit the attack button a bunch. But it changes a lot as the game continues. Which is just one of the many things I love about this game. It's so interesting how the progression goes. I mean, every game kind of has progression like that, where you kind of start off just doing stuff like this, fighting goblins and going to the north or whatever. But then it kind of devolves into nonsense and fun. Preferably, I won't have to go back and do a bunch of retracing because I feel like that'll be boring for a lot of you. I might do off-camera grinding at some point, if you are all okay with that, of course. But other than that, I just hope to have an enjoyable series. Hold on, let me turn the game down a little bit because it's a little bit loud. There we go. Typically, to finish a Final Fantasy game, you have to do long, convoluted things that overarch over the course of the game. Especially in this one. Oh. I usually don't run into these guys because they're... Typically you don't spend a lot of time in this area. So it's interesting actually seeing them here. It's also going to mean I have to use a cure here. That's okay. And there he is, the big guy, Garland. Typically, the longer you go into a Final Fantasy game, the more strategy is required to actually get through bosses. Because with this guy, it's still kind of just like press the attack button and, of course, cast like a spell every now and then. But, like, then there's also folks like Chaos, who's like, you gotta cast no all and make sure no one gets hit. That was a wasted spell, but that's okay. Uh-oh, this isn't looking too good. Usually I can get this guy first try, so I'm hoping I can this time. Oh yeah, I got him, alright. Let's see, how long is the video right now? Alright. I was just checking because, like, I know this is a kind of long cutscene. And I don't want to have, like, a long cutscene that gets split in between two different videos because it's too long. But it should be okay. Then this guy explains to you that he's gonna go fix the bridge. And then you gotta talk to the princess who gives you the lute. I didn't know what a lute was when I was younger, but I think it's like a kind of guitar. Just, I know it's a strings instrument. I don't know, nowadays every single guitar is just every single string instrument. Even though I don't play the guitar, I play the bass, but, you know. I personally find that after you go past this bridge, the game gets much more fun. But it doesn't get really fun until after a while. The start of the game is slow. Because you go kill Garland, and then you gotta go to the east, and you gotta go kill some pirate guys. And they give you a ship, and then you use that to go to the south. And then once you're in the south, you gotta grind up for a bit, and then eventually you go into a big cave, and then once you're in the cave, you get a bunch of stuff, and you use that to leave the starting island. But it's time to reach the first unskippable cutscene. I'm not going to read all this off. You can probably read it yourself if you're here. If not, it's not really anything super important. It just kind of just describes what's going on. So while this is going on, I suppose I'll introduce myself a little more than how I did previously. So as we'll know, I now do YouTube stuff. I plan posting every single Saturday, which I think is a pretty good schedule. Typically, I'm playing Dungeons and Dragons or nerding out over something because I'm a little nerd like that. I know a lot about computer science. I used to major in psychology before I dropped out because I didn't like online learning because of the pandemic. And I am also a pet sitter. I do pet sitting on weekdays. And this is just kind of like a fun passion thing that I was going to do. But yeah, that's the end of the cutscene. So now I can go to the east. You can always recommend a game in the comments, and I'll probably check it out and maybe play it, depending on if I feel like it. I forgot to heal. That's going to be a problem. I really hope I didn't forget to save, though. Because that would be cataclysmic. And I believe I did, but hopefully I can make it back to the west so I can get to the inn. Let's see, am I gonna make it? Or am I gonna get attacked? Uh-oh. Yeah, it's looking like I'm gonna get attacked. Oh gee, that's a really low health. Oh, missed my alarm. That alarm goes off every day at 2:30, and it's for something I sometimes do. So I'm gonna revive my two fallen heroes, of course. And I think that will conclude the first episode. I will see you all next time.